10 major things that are connected to one another, as the Prophet said in a Hadith. They are like beads in a necklace. If you cut it all, the beads will start falling one after the other. And that's how the major signs will occur. The moment one of them will occur, then the others will follow. Hudhayfah narrates, once Prophet Muhammad came to us, and while we were talking about the signs of the Day of Judgment, he told us, "The Day of Judgment shall not occur until you see 10 signs before it: the smoke, the Antichrist, the beast, the sun rising from the west, the descent of Jesus, son of Mary, the coming of Gog and Magog, and 3 earthquakes that shall shake this earth, one of them in the west and in the east, and the third in the Arabian Peninsula, and the 10th of them. The final one of these signs is a fire that shall appear from Yemen, and it shall gather people, or force them to go to their place of resurrection," meaning to the actual location of where the Day of Judgment shall occur. The end times is the most dangerous time of all to live. It is the age in which mankind would be tested with the greatest of all tests and trials. Not even the companions of the Prophet would have experienced such tests and trials. And so if you're living in the end of times and you're seeing the tall buildings going up before your very eyes, and you don't wake up to understand the tests and trials which are the greatest of all, then you deserve the fate which surely waits for you. The major signs, the Prophet described it as a cable with beads. If you cut it, what happens? All the beads fall, but they all link to one another, so if one comes, the others follow. Ibn Hajar writes, discussing the order of these events appears from combining all the narrations that the coming of the Antichrist shall be the first of the major signs that shall signal the changes of the lower world, earth, and that this shall conclude by the death of Jesus, and that the rising of the sun from the west shall be the first of the major signs that shall signal the changes in the higher world, skies, and this shall conclude by the actual Day of Judgment. And perhaps the coming of the beast shall be on that very day that the sun shall rise from the west. For the rising of the sun from the west shall signal the closure of the door of repentance. After this, the beast shall appear and differentiate between the believer and disbeliever. This is the perfect conclusion of closing the door of repentance. The first of the major signs that will signal the commencement of the Day of Judgment will be the fire that gathers people together. All of these 10 major signs shall occur one after the other in the space of a very short time. For as soon as Antichrist appears within the space of, as the Prophet told us, 40 days, the first day which is like a year, the second day which is like a month, the third day which is like a week, Jesus will come down and he shall kill the Antichrist, and the rest of the signs will follow one after that. We don't have any precise timeline, perhaps the same year, perhaps a few years, only Allah knows. But the point being, when one of these, the major signs come, the first of them being the coming of Antichrist, the rest shall follow very quickly.